Hey everybody! I let me know if this is working. I think I'm up. How you guys doing? This is so exciting. It's today. Let me know. I'm watching chat. Let me know if you can hear me and see me, and if everything's working. So, oh, ah, somebody's saying 5 monitors. Wow. Okay. Stream up and working. Excellent. All right. We are Delusions of Graendal is going to be joining us, and I see her here. Let's. Hey,
Hello! I figured it out. I did things. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We
Very,
good.
very professional. Very professional.
So professional.
Yes, indeed. So it's today, Delusions.
I mean, like, hopefully, right?
Yeah. Like,
Still nothing confirmed.
It's such a weird thing that we don't know when it starts. Like, all of us just sitting here waiting.
I have never, I know Shantzany is like really frustrated with Amazon and their decision to like just not tell us. I have tried not to speculate about it. I haven't I don't want to think about why they're not telling us. I don't want to think about like why they're not letting us have watch parties with friends and like plan this big event. And like everyone bakes honey cakes and gets all your shit together and just like I don't know why they're like withholding that from us and like denying us this opportunity, but it's not in my pay grade. I'm just here to be a shill.
Yes, we are here full on shilling for Amazon. Yes. I had trouble sleeping last night. Like I kept waking up, like cuz it's morning for me. I'm assuming most people here know this. Like so I kept waking up like every I don't know, hour or so because my brain was like, no, today's the day. Like you got to get up. You got to get up. Waking up early is not going to make it come faster. It makes it come slower, brain. Like I kept just let me sleep until
that's what she starts.
Said. Yes, indeed. I mean, why not? So,
well,
yeah.
Cheers to you and cheers to Watt. And you don't have hands, so I'll just drink for the both of us. Huzzah!
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I will drink. My face is going to go weird.
Perfect.
Yeah. Someone here is saying that they can't watch until Saturday. I feel you on this. Now, granted, I don't have to wait until Saturday. I think if it drops when we think it will, what's going to happen to me is I'm going to watch one and then go to work and come home around 11 p.m. And then, yeah.
I forgot your Fridays are that long.
Yeah, my Fridays are really, really long. Like it's not all bad. But I go to a friend's house because I work with her kids. And then afterwards, my friend and I hang out. And it's kind of our weekly thing. And I feel like I could tell her that I have to go home because there's a TV show that I want to watch that will be available tomorrow and all weekend. And like that.
It's not the same though.
No.
It's different.
It feels kind of weird. So I probably won't get home until quite late. So, yeah.
And then when you get home at like 11, are you going to immediately sit down and watch?
Oh,
what you weren't able to catch?
I mean, I cannot guarantee that. Like perhaps I will get home and be exhausted, but I doubt it. Like I really strongly doubt that I could just tell my brain, "Oh, just let's watch it in the morning." Like no. Right? It's not going to happen.
I think the last time I was this excited was when this is terrible and trans lives matter. But when the 7th Harry Potter book was released and there was like all of the midnight screenings for it, and I remember waiting in line at midnight and my poor older brother was coming to pick me up because we were driving straight to the cottage. And so I was like in the car, it's a 3-hour drive. My plan had been to like smash through at least half the book. And then my brother turned to me about, I don't know, an hour in, and I had just gotten to the part where Hedwig died. And so I'm sobbing. And my older brother was like, I need you to drive. I'm passing out. And I was like, you Motherfucker. So I had to like get behind the wheel, drove the rest of the way to the cottage. And then when I got there, I tried to stay up as late as I could, but I had to go to snooze. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Hopefully you can push through. It's only a couple hours.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. I did that for I didn't see the last Harry Potter movies. I think I just sort of gave up when they started getting split up so much. And I'd read but I did that for the last book. I picked it up at midnight, like whatever, and then I stayed up all night and read it. Yeah. Which I know this is just my life. It was a Saturday that it dropped because I read it all night, and then like until maybe 11 o'clock the next morning I was reading.
Yes.
Which meant that I didn't go to church. Which I remember thinking my mother would be horrified because I skipped church.
The satanic cult of Harry Potter.
Yes. Yes. So yeah. Anyway. But I have actually taken Monday through Wednesday off.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh. You are going to be. So are you going to do like, what's your plan for content?
Okay. This is actually a very good question. I had thought that I would do like reaction videos like I did to the, teasers and trailers. But literally yesterday, I was trying to just watch TV to distract myself and thinking, I want to just watch the show. I want to just like enjoy it and not be thinking of like what to say. So
taking notes and like all of that and like filming your reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. So I might film myself watching it. But I'm not going to like be talking through it. Like, this is what I'm thinking while I'm watching it.
Now, do you think you're going to be able to talk, or will you be like me?
That's the thing. I might not exactly. That's my thought. Like, because when you're filming a reaction video, part of my brain is I have to be saying my thoughts out loud. That's otherwise a reaction video is just. Like which is not interesting content. So I have to like that filter between your brain and your mouth that is there. I have to turn that off, or I don't know what to call it. I don't know. It's a switch that you flip in your brain, but I don't want to have to flip that switch because I want my brain to be just like show, like that's what I want to be happening. So and then she just left. I guess that upset Delusions. I don't know what happened. She just, I mean, I didn't mean to offend you.
Sorry. Apparently that was a line for me. I'm so sorry. I saw a button that said log in, so I wanted to click it. And then it said, no, log you out.
Matt, indeed. You are a Matt. You saw something, you wanted to touch it, and so you touched it.
It's so shiny.
Yes.
Oops.
So anyway, that I do have plans for what I will do after, like, breaking down the episode. And I do plan to do like a show focused one, and then one where I like as a book reader. So for people who read the books, pulling out stuff like that is interesting. But I want to have like if you've not finished the series, but you're into the show, I want to have something there for that as well.
Yeah. Are you going to chat with your first time reader?
I don't know. My friend Laura. I don't know that she's going to watch the show.
Oh.
She is going to watch it, but because she's heard, and like just not from me necessarily, I kept trying to tell her that she could watch it, but she and I are somewhat similar in this. She's more strong than me. She hates spoilers so much that the idea that there are things pulled in from the prequel and like from up until book 3, even though I'm telling her it's probably not plot related, she's like, I don't want to know it. I don't want to know it. So
she might hold off until she's a little bit further along.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that makes sense. I mean, I admire, like, I've said this a couple times, but so my older brother and I read the books from, like, he's the one who got me into the series. Basically, I was reading Sword of Truth or something. Don't judge me. You can judge me. It's fine. Shame.
Shame indeed.
And he was like, you need to get into Wheel of Time. It's way better. Yada, yada. Here's Eye of the World. Mm-hmm. And so we read it, like that was in 99. So like I was right there when Winter's Heart was released in 2000. But my parents never read it. My younger brother never read it. And now with the show on the horizon, they're like getting into it. So I think my younger brother, oh my gosh, he just finished Lord of Chaos. Ooh. Yeah. So we like had a big conversation about a certain chapter. What are we doing for spoilers here?
Okay. Actually, let me ask this. Are there first-time readers in the chat? But okay, you had a big conversation about a certain event.
Yeah, a certain event that occurred. And then my mom is on, I think she's on Dragon Reborn now.
Okay.
And my dad is like making his way through Eye of the World. So they're all in like different spots. And like when my parents were out here in September, I was showing them the trailer because that was when we had just gotten the trailer. And I was like standing in front of the TV like I was goddamn Miss Frizzle, walking them through like the trailer and like pausing it and like trying to break down events. And the number of times that I had to say like, okay, so this isn't in the books, but here's what we think is happening. And like, I think honestly, like as a first time reader, you probably wouldn't be spoiled that much for book events. I mean, it adds to it like all of the stuff with Alana, but like, compiling storylines with Kari Nagashi coming in from New Spring and like Step In, like there's so much that's happening. I think it helps to have the background of the world, but I don't necessarily think it's going to ruin like your book journey for you if you're not done the series.
I agree, but I'm seeing that there is a first time reader in the chat. Book 4,
Gathering Storm. Oh, book 4. Oh, yes, 4. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm glad. Oh, I went down to the next comment. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So, there's an event that happens in book 6. I mean, there's probably an event that happens in book 4.
There's probably an event that happens in every single book.
Who's to say?
This is a book with 0 events.
No events occur for the rest of the series.
Yes. Okay, so we will hold off. This will be mostly just excited about the show. I did see someone comment that if I did an actual reaction to the show, it would just be me saying hi every time Zoe came on screen.
Hi.
Hi. I mean, I it makes me so happy. Like I think it might have been Skeeter. Oh, I see Skeeter's actually here. But comment, I don't remember who it was. Somebody when I first started, joining the Wheel of Time fandom mentioned like there's a reason that we sort of connect. It's that we are all friends with these characters. And then so it's like you're friends of your friends. That's how we meet. And so
that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, it might have been Skeeter. I don't know. Let me know if it was you, Skeeter, who said that. Somebody said it to me. But I actually said this to Laura when I was, I almost said this in our interview, but I said it before. Like, she's my oldest friend. I've known her since high school. Most of my friends that I have now, I have not known as long as I've known the characters from Wheel of Time. Yeah. Like, they're some of my oldest friends and they are fictional people. And that's like, Nynaeve is, I love her. I'm not in love with Nynaeve. Just going to put this out there. A lot of people think that my love for Nynaeve is not pure.
This is not a sexual thing. It's like, I think we might like break barriers here, Jenny, but it is, did you know that it is okay to be a lesbian and not to find every woman attractive?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
That is absolutely okay. But I also am just going to say Zoe is very attractive.
She's a beautiful woman.
Yes. I said this to somebody in a comment the other day. I worry about what this incredibly attractive cast is going to do for my incredibly pure love of all of these dear people that I like, except for Lan. He's the only one who got but yeah. The rest of them.
You're worried about the love, and I'm worried about my deep burning hatred turning to love because of this cast.
Yes.
It's really frustrating.
I shouldn't say I don't want my love to become naughty. I just worry about my love becoming naughty.
Yeah.
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 They're just
I know.
so very attractive.
Like I never had Rand feels. Like Rand, I'm just double checking. I don't think Master of the Deck is in chat. But he was like, I think he's my least favorite character. Well, Perrin's my least favorite, but like
I know. Yeah.
I just wasn't really compelled by Rand through a lot of the series. I've, started to appreciate him more, post personal trauma and stuff. So you can going through it, I appreciate, his hustle a bit more. But Yosha is destroying me. Like when Rafe said gird your loins, I fully think he meant like Sploosh Mountain. It is a dangerous situation that's happening right now. Those cheekbones take no prisoners.
Yeah, I gotta say, when I was going through the cast with my friend, that she made that comment twice about cheekbones, unprompted, with Yosha and with Daniel Henney.
Daniel Henney. Yeah, it's out of control. I just don't understand how like one's cheek like just gets that sharp and pointy and lovely and elegant.
Yes.
Damn it, Brie. It's already happening.
Yeah. It is a likely phenomenon. Like, yeah.
I know. And that's like what's so frustrating is like I hate book Perrin so much. I like despise everything about him. But show Perrin, everything that we've seen is incredible. Like I love Marcus Rutherford, and I am not sure what's going to happen, watching season 1 of this and then going back and doing a reread through the series. Like, is it actually going to change my opinion of characters? I don't know.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Kate Fleetwood.
Fire.
But yeah, I like things are going to change. Like there's going to be different perspectives on things. I know, for example, just talking with you in my latest reread, I had a different perspective on Perrin. So thank you for that.
You hate him. Fuck that guy.
The show is going to be, it's going to be different too. Like, I mean, even that scene from yesterday, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's different. It's the thing, it's different, but it fits. And it still fits with their person. When Rafe talked about protecting the spine and the heart of the story, in my mind, that's the characters. And so far, everything in the characters is right.
Yes, I think the journeys that they go on, and they're no spoilers, but like kind of their arcs are going to be very similar to the book, because isn't that the most important part? The friends we made along the way.
Yes. Yes. That's the dragon was the friends we made along the way. So, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just like all this stuff. There's a lot of, that's actually not that's not the one I meant to click on, but yeah. I lost it.
These are the questions I see. Claude Complex has asked, what if you're super attracted to Gowan? Yeah.
Oh.
I have nightmares about this.
Yeah. You should be able to click on comments, by the way, because you're a co-host.
Well, that's why I tried to log in, you see, because I first... Because if I do it, then I'm yeeting again.
Okay. I see. But
I don't know how I got here.
So you can't click on the comments at all?
I didn't log in through my so I finally got a new computer. Yay me.
Yes.
It's only been a decade. It's fine. But I opened up the browser in Safari, and then Safari was like, "You fool, you can't use this. You need a different browser." Right, so I just copied the link, went into that different browser, and it just let me sneak in here without logging in under any kind of account. So that's I'm an imposter. I don't know how I got here.
All right. All right. Well, don't eat yourself, please. Yeah, I mean, I strongly doubt this will happen to me.
Never
Just
say never.
yeah, the other day we were talking and saying, Lan just as a character has shown me some of the fluidity of sexuality. He's like, literally in this 2,000 characters, he's the only character in the book that I'm just like, hey, like,
is it his poetry that does it for you?
Poetry. It's his poetry. Anybody who came up to me and was like, you have made flowers grow, or like, hi. Like, that would be my reaction to that.
Yeah, it's a panty moistener anytime he opens his mouth, which is very rare.
Yeah.
So I'm really, I mean, we saw Daniel and Zoe on the blue carpet together, and like that chemistry though. I am so excited because him and Rosamund have like crazy chemistry in the best way. Yeah. Like, and they're both, amping up the platonic nature of it. I am so excited to see Lan and Nynaeve on screen because I think it's like pretty widely speculated in the trailer when she like the Nynaeve and Egwene trailer when Zoe like turns and just gives this like little smile.
Yeah.
Most of us have like assumed that's a little Lan smile.
Yeah, that she's like, trying not to be, flattered by something that he said. I think.
Yeah. Like, oh, hey so girl, excited. You track so good.
Yeah, I believe that was the line that I really hope that's not the line. I really hope that's not the
I'm line. A writer for the show. It's pretty tight.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. But yes. Yeah, this I do dread. But the book 4, so we'll just that's a character name, but anyway.
It's a name of a character. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, this is also true. Daniel Henney, I think, is just combustible, so he creates chemistry where he goes. Like, that's just the case,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I think what he said too is that he didn't actually even meet Zoe.
Yeah, they didn't meet until the show. Yeah.
And so it all comes down to you're gonna have to help me remind me of the casting director's name. I think it's KVR.
Kelly something. I don't remember her.
But I think she's incredible. Like she just like put together this casual, like she like screened everyone, put together a great cast, has nothing but good things to say about every single person. And that includes, like, we're not going to speculate on why Barney isn't in season 2. But I really appreciated her comments on the Dusty Wheel when she was talking about Barney and Donal both being like well cast. And so I think that's really important. Like, regardless of reasons for why he won't be in season 2, I think we can look forward to like a strong casting for season 1 with him in the show.
Yes. Like
chemistry.
Given the cast for season 1, I'm trusting for season 2.
Yes.
I do have to admit, I've said this before, but I know why they did it. I kind of wish I didn't know, because I know my brain. I know my brain is not going to be able to turn off that's not Barney or that's not Matt. Like, it is Barney. That's not Matt. Like, my brain is just going to be like, Matt, like I can't turn that part of my brain off. So
right.
Yeah. So
I know.
Yeah, this was true. This moment was so sweet. He shook his hand. He shook Taylor's hand, but that was just, the cast were so gracious. Like, it was so wonderful how they they seemed to they knew Matt and they knew Daniel.
Like, when Zoe like just screamed out goblin
as she walked by Daniel. Like, I watched those streams with such a huge grin on my face, just like, and the grin was like, oh, I'm so happy for, that, like, I get to see the cast, but also it was just these wonderful people. I get to like get their props from the cast. Like, help me, I always forget her name. Natty Cawthon.
Oh, Juliet Howland.
Yes, she called out Tank Top Taylor. Like, she brought it up. She was like, "You're not in your tank top, Taylor."
Yeah, she is amazing. And I love that, like, because Matt was obviously like, I can't say hello to you and not bring up Hen News or say hello from the Talkaran Riyadh crew.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think she listens to most episodes by the talkies.
Nice.
Because she's like right in there with the Hen News stuff, and they've like tweeted at her. I know she's chatted with Rob from Malkier Talks before. So it's just like really cool to see, especially the Emmons Fielders who were cast so early on, like way back in 2019, and who, you know, engaged in the Twitter fandom at that point, just like how they've continued to keep up with content, even though they haven't really been filming, you know, because Emmons Field stuff wrapped pretty, like that was block 1. So that would have wrapped well before Christmas of 2019.
Yes. Yeah. Madeline, like Maddie, was so fun. Her personality just exploded. Like, I mean, I'm sure she's always had that personality, but just seeing her, like, oh, she was hilarious.
Yeah. No, they all seem like they were a really good time. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe season 2 premiere will be in Prague, and we can all get a little bit of heads up and reconvene. A la Czech Republic.
I didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know that TV show. I was like, Amazon's really putting it all out there. Apparently, TV show premieres are a thing. I honestly thought this was just a. Yeah, this is. Oh, very cool. So yeah, Zoe's parents were watching the Dusty Wheel live stream apparently, which is really
well,
sweet.
and her son too.
And her
I think,
son, which is adorable.
Like...
And her dress had pockets, which is not relevant to any of the comments, but I just feel the need that nobody mentioned it. And somebody needs to, that needed to be screamed from the rooftops.
Yes.
Like, your dress has pockets. Because, you know.
Always smashing the patriarchy.
Yeah.
A la pockets in dresses.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, I had a thought. I was wondering if the cast, like, you know, because there's Daniel Henney and then there's Rosamund Pike. Those are the, like, well, in the other order, but those are the biggest names. And then the other cast are relative unknown, so I don't know that they would have been getting much attention from the mainstream press, but like our press, like the us that were there, like the
stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks
of
like content creators.
Yes, they were like really, really excited to interview, you know, your Maddies, your Zoe. Like that must have been really fun for them. I can imagine, like, you know, you're basically a relatively new actor, and Entertainment Tonight is there. I don't know what other. I honestly have not seen the mainstream. I don't know, but they don't care about the smaller actors. They just want to interview Rosamund. And whereas you've got like these Dusty Wheel being like, like freaking out because they got to talk to you. Like that's got to be cool.
Yeah, that's got to be, and like just a taste, I think, of what's to come. Because I haven't read the articles yet, but I did see a few where they were talking about, you know, like I think Zoe did one in New Zealand and Maddie did one as well, just kind of talking about like being on the precipice of fame and knowing that like they are taking on a mega series and like they are headed for stardom and what that must do. So yeah, I think like especially in the years to come, because hopefully this show is going to be a smashing success. Looking back at like the first premiere and how maybe it felt a little bit more low key and like they were able to like recognize content creators and it wasn't overwhelmed with, you know, news.
News crews or whatever.
Yeah. It was just people like with their cell phones and their iPads broadcasting on tripods.
Well, there was mainstream media there too. I heard. I literally, it's such a weird thing because we like our, you know, Wheel of Time bubble. I heard that there was mainstream news there because on Daniel's stream he kept talking about old media, new media, and how they were separated.
Yeah, so I think they were like around the corner, like in a different area than like our kind of crew.
Exactly. So old media did cover it. I have not seen any of their coverage, and I'm sure it's there. It's got to be somewhere, but I haven't seen any of it because I'm sure they didn't ask good questions because they probably don't know the show or the books or anything. Idiots. They were probably like, so who are you wearing? You know, I bet you know. Like, I don't want to know who they're wearing. I want to know what they think about their characters.
Right.
Or about their boots.
I want to know about your favorite name in the series. Tim.
Yeah. I did see that question. I was like, okay. Just gonna let that one go.
Very good, Yosha.
Yeah. Anyway. Reuters apparently did a good interview. Okay. Oh, Entertainment Weekly played 6 seconds last night.
I haven't read. I've kind of decided that I didn't want to read any spoiler-free reviews from people who aren't book fans this week.
Yeah.
Just because it's so frustrating when they don't understand. Like I saw a lot of comments throughout Discord just being like, this one article or whatever, they clearly haven't read the series. They don't understand, XYZ or whatever. And I was like, I don't need to be having any kind of negative feelings or just frustration with the incompetence of the author, or, authors going out there being like, I don't like fantasy shows, I'm reviewing this one anyway. Yeah. And it's like, well, then
why do I care what you think?
Yeah, like your opinion's irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you're prepared to dismiss an entire genre and like just say like fantasy, nope, that's off the table for me. Then I'm not really curious about your opinion, and I don't think that your review is going to hold a lot of weight. But that's a personal opinion.
Yeah, I haven't read any reviews either. I've seen headlines just because you can't help it, just whatever. But that's it. The only thing I've seen is just this one that was going around. It was a small quote from a review that said, Matt Coffin, played by Matt Coffin, is a father. I was like, that's like 9 words from a review. That's 3 things are wrong in those 9 words. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
you understand Matt Coffin, that little imp, little single father.
Yeah, who was played by himself.
Yes. There is no Barney.
He's a single
or Donald.
Like, what the heck is that? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And like that kind of laziness, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not really here for it. So
I'm curious to read some reviews and see some reviews and stuff after I've seen the episodes. I got to say, this is one of the things that about the show making it so that all of us and like us content creators are talking about the same stuff is frustrating, because like you all are in my subscription feed, so I'll see like, a video by Vance, bar to the right hand, and like I can't watch that. Like, it's so frustrating. I have to wait. It's because normally we aren't covering the same stuff. So I just watch my friends' videos when they come out. And now it's like, my friend made a video that I am also going to be making a video about that topic.
Perfect.
So I can't watch their video because I don't want to say their thoughts. When your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, we're hoping in 27 minutes from now.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. So, yeah.
We'll see.
Yes, this is the one I was talking about. Yeah, one review called him a struggling single father.
Yeah. No, it's I think because like I don't really need to worry about doing a proper review with my stuff. Cuz like, everyone's going to hear from veteran readers. There's a lot better reviewers out there than me. Like, my job is like mostly to like hear, like, get the never readers' perspectives out there. And I'm really pissed because I recorded an episode on Sunday about the second trailer, like the big one, and the audio was so shit. I just had to like can the episode and say whatever. We're not like this week. We're going to be inundated with content. I'm not releasing it. I'm not going to spend, probably 5 or 6 hours trying to fix this. It's just we'll leave it. But one of my questions that I'd asked because I had 3 never readers on with me. One of the questions I'd asked was, who do you think is the dragon? Because that is how, the trailer's kind of hyping up season 1 to be, right? Like, one of the 5 of you is the dragon, and like, who is it? Like, flash. So from that, 2 of the never readers, because one's my partner, so he knows because I just yell things. But 2 of the never readers. So Virgil, my co-host, thinks the dragon is either Egwene or Rand. And then the other one, his wife thinks it's either Rand or Nynaeve.
Okay.
And this is like just from trailer stuff, just from seeing the perspective. And I know that there was quote unquote controversy from like the fucking fandom about like girl or boy, but I just think it's so exciting and so like for like a new audience to come into this, and for like the possibility of there being a female dragon, and like not having any of like the I don't know, like I don't want to say prejudice, but you know what I mean? Like the biases attached to like this concept. Like, you can't have a lady dragon. What about the taint? And like all of these things.
I just sorry hearing that from somebody who's not read, like, you've read the book. We've all read the books, but I'm just imagining somebody who's not read the books hearing that.
Right?
You can't have a lady. What about the taint?
You forgot. Ladies don't have taint. But it's just like, you know, I just feel sometimes like this fandom can be so narrow-minded, and they forget about the bigger picture, right? Like, yes, we've all read these books. We all love these books. We're very passionate and we're very dedicated to them, and they're canon. But I think like a lot of people just assume that their head canon is like the only way to tell the story.
I agree. Yeah, I think it was such a good choice, and I'm surprised anybody picked out Nynaeve. I would have. I know, like, that's shocking, because if I had watched that trailer, I would have gone Egwene. I know I would have gone Egwene.
It could have been like in part my biases leaking through, because like the second trailer, I'm sorry, but we see Nynaeve and that goddamn braid flip. Like every time Nynaeve flips her braid, I lose my mind. And I can watch it. Like, we watched the trailer, like we watched it 4 times in a row together, and every single time I screamed, or like did like a body, like a visceral reaction.
Okay, I can see that swaying them, because like, oh, she screams every time she's on screen.
Every time. And then of course we watch, you know, the Nynaeve and Egwene trailer, which is still, that might be my favorite thing that Amazon's
I think it's my favorite. Yeah, I think it's
my favorite too. It really gets me in the feels. But like, of course, like, you know, again, we get the braid flip, and we get like the hug, and we just like, there's so much emotion and power in that. So I think that might maybe have influenced her a little bit, but also like, she's just a badass. Because we watched the Nynaeve trailer alone, right, when she's in the pool where she kills the Trolloc. So I think that's what kind of did it for Verge's wife, was you know, just like watching Nynaeve like knife the Trolloc.
Yeah, she murked it. Like, she could, like, that trip. Yeah. Both of those were the first thing I woke up to. Like, I think 2 mornings in a row or something. It was fantastic. Yeah. One of them I had a more visceral reaction, but I think, the Egwene one is my favorite, just because I love that one.
It's so good.
Yes. Do you think that was Narg? I don't think that was Narg.
No, Narg got killed by Tam.
Yeah. She killed a nameless Trolloc.
Yeah, you know. Maybe that was Betty.
Yeah, but no.
Don't you remember Betty? Don't you remember Betty the Trolloc?
Sorry. My brain just, there's no lady Trollocs.
There's no lady.
They're preggers in the blight.
No, when was it that they named a Trolloc? They named, because they did say they did name Betty the Trolloc. So it could have been old Betty Boo.
Yes.
Getting knifed.
Indeed. She murdered Betty. Indeed. Murdered. Yeah, Betty had goals and dreams. So, you know. This is also true. I forget to do this. Like, share. Yes. Narg, go to college. Indeed. Yes. Now we have all the Narg posts. Yes.
Okay, so before the episode drops, do we think that they're going to have Narg speak?
I don't think so. Do you think so?
I mean, I actually don't even know what my heart wants.
Yeah.
Like, do I want Narg to talk? Like, yes, but then also not if I want people to take this show seriously. So, like, for me, yes. For like the good of the Wheel of Time as a TV series, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. More serious question. And I know Rakapa's in the chat. Do you think we're gonna get Weep from Manetheren?
Oh my gosh. I'm so torn on this because Rosamund in the Q&A, the Insta Q&A with Rafe, had indicated that it's her favorite speech from the books.
Yeah. And she said from the books.
And she was recording Eye of the World at the time. So I'm on the fence. I think we might get a hybrid of it, but because they're not calling it Emmons Field, or we can speculate that they're not calling it Emmons Field.
Right.
I think Aemon, like the impact of Aemon may be less.
Okay.
Because like who the fuck cares about Aemon and Elisande just dying? So I think we're gonna get a variation of it that speaks to the old blood, because that's what we see a lot in the trailer, right? Is like the old blood. And so I think there might be an emphasis on that and maybe a variation of the speech, but we're not gonna get obviously the twirling staff or maybe all the villagers won't be riding because they already know she's an Aes Sedai. And yeah, like Bree says, like we've got Rakapa's Lego if we ever need to see the Weep from Manetheren speech in all its glory.
Yeah. I've never thought it was gonna be there. I love the Weep from Manetheren speech, but like it's 20 minutes. Like, or maybe that might be a bit excessive, but it's like a 10-minute speech that I think would sort of bring the show to a bit of a grinding halt. Even if they do like flashbacks, it would be a 10-minute flashback. Like,
right.
That's a lot, but I do love it.
I know. And I think like I don't know if this is spoilers, but I have seen people who went and saw the first 2 episodes commented on pacing.
Yes, I've been trying to avoid everything, but it's so hard. Like that, I saw it come up as an alert on Discord. Like I wasn't even like looking at it. It just came up and I was like, muting that channel, muting that channel.
Yeah. So I think, and that's kind of like tempered my expectations too, is just, I think we're going to be moving through the 2 rivers faster than in the books. And based on some behind the, did you watch the behind the scenes footage of Winter Night?
No, I've only seen the like because that dropped. Well, somebody posted it, I think, in my Discord, like yesterday or the day before, and at that point, I literally was like, I can't. I can't. I just want to wait. So I just had to put this up because yes, I like sobbed when she got to read it. Like I sobbed.
Yeah, have you listened to Rosamund Pike's Eye of the World yet?
I've downloaded it. Like I've downloaded it, but I actually had started a reread a couple of months ago. I'm going very slowly because I did Eye of the World, and then I did another book. What was the other book? The Actual Star. I read another book in between Eye of the World and The Great Hunt. So because otherwise I will just never read other books. So I'm gonna like read a book in between each book.
Okay, that's a good idea.
But I had just started a reread when I found out that she was doing it, and now I'm I'm in the middle of The Great Hunt. Am I gonna go back and listen to Eye of the World again? I just read it like a month ago.
I feel like though, like you have like if you're an audiobook listener, I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
And like I'm not an audiobook listener, but even I'm like, I need to get in on this. But I think I want to wait until after the season.
Okay.
I think I want to wait until like all 8 episodes are done and then like give it a pause and then listen to like Rosamund, because I'll just have her Moraine in my head. And I think it would be really cool to have like Eye of the World narrated by Moraine.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I did listen to the clip they posted on Twitter, and it was really good. Like,
yes,
I'm just gonna put this out. I love Kate Redding and Michael Kramer. Like, they, as much as happy and as wonderful as this cast is, in my mind, Michael and Kate are the original actors. Like, Zoe is taking over for Kate playing Nynaeve. Like,
that's so sweet.
That's how I think of it. Like, I when you see,
because when did you start listening to the audiobooks? Like in the 90s, right? Like when they were first like books on tape.
It wouldn't have been in the 90s, because I first listened to them. I discovered the audiobooks and I ripped them and put them on my iPod Touch. So whenever there was an iPod Touch, like, that's I
someone pull up the iPod Touch year.
I discovered that there were audiobooks. I borrowed them from the library because I was going backpacking through Europe, because I am one of those basic people. And so I was backpacking and I loaded up the audiobooks onto my iPod, and so like, there are scenes that when I listen to, my mind pictures a completely different city. Like, it'll be Abu Dar in the books, and my mind is like, oh, this is just like Austria. Like, no, it's not. It's not at all like Austria, but I was in Austria the first time I heard this scene. Right. So, like, it's a weird connection that my brain will make.
That's so lovely. And now the show is going to shatter that for you and give you a whole different.
Well, no, like what I was saying before, what it's like for me is like seeing a play with some actors. And it was great when I saw it with those actors. And then you see it again with other actors, and it's a different take on the play. Yes. And like, Wicked, I know Wicked is my favorite musical. Yes. And the first time I saw it, I was fully into Elphaba, and like the actress who played Elphaba like totally got me, and I sobbed for Elphaba. And then I saw it again with a different actress or different pair of actresses, and the Elphaba actress was good, but whoever was playing Glinda was amazing. And I suddenly was like, oh, this is Glinda's story. And I like, different actors bring different things to the roles. And so that's how I'm seeing it. Like, it's Kate and Michael played all of the characters for 20 years. And now we have new actors playing the characters. So, yeah, that's my perspective.
No, I like that. Yeah, it's just another turning, and it's something to be excited for. And I don't know, it's going to be. I'm curious, because when I started reading these books, I was
2007.
2007. There you go.
Like, the one I had, it had a click wheel. I remember it had a click wheel.
Yes. Yeah, I was 11 years old when I started reading these books. So I identified with Matt. I hated Nynaeve.
Right.
And it really wasn't.
Sorry, I just wasn't. It wasn't an iPod Touch. It was an iPod. Sorry, because it wasn't like, it didn't have a screen.
iPod, yes.
Yeah, it was an iPod. I don't know why I said iPod Touch.
Like the big, like,
click wheel.
Thicky. Yeah.
Sorry, anyway, sorry, you hated Nynaeve.
So find first generation of iPod. Yeah, hated Nynaeve. And then, of course, you keep reading these series, and as you go through life experiences and events, like, everything changes, perspective changes. How I saw the characters then, with the exception of Matt Cawthon, hasn't really changed too much.
Right.
But like, Matt will forever be number one just because of like initial impressions. So I'm excited for this turning of the wheel and to see the actors portray these characters, and just really excited to see how my feelings are going to shift based on how they portray them.
That's what I mean. Like, it's going to change my perspective on some things. Like, I know it is. And I'm okay with that. I said this to somebody 2001. That sounds more accurate to me. This sounds more accurate for a time. Because it was a thick boy, and it had a click wheel, and it had like the words scrolling across it to let me know what it was. So, but I forget what I was about to say. But yes, it's gonna change my perspective on some things, and I know what I was gonna say. I'm okay with that, because somebody asked that. I have so many conversations about Wheel of Time, and I don't remember where I have them all the time, but I know I'm probably going to end up mix and matching like some things. Be like, oh, I preferred the way this, like, in the books, and so I'm going to keep that in my head. And then there'll be something in the show I'm like, oh, I like this better. Okay, that's going to go in my head, and I'm going to like make a patchwork quilt of new headcanons.
Right? I mean, like, how often have you and I just sat and like shit on the books for events that happen and how they could have been done better?
Yes.
Like,
and we both love these books, obviously.
so much. Foundational, truly.
Yes.
But like, definitely shit on these books enough times that I'm curious. Like, I want to know, even with the TV show, like I think, you know, if it does drop in 10 minutes, I've decided my first watch is completely alone. And like, my partner knows that he's not allowed to be in the room with me. It's just going to be me and the animals, and I'm just going to hit go and hopefully just watch the full 3 hours through, and just kind of like feel it. And I don't think I can be impartial. Like, I'm absolutely convinced I'm going to love it the first time, and I wonder how long it's going to take me before I'm able to criticize things about it.
Yeah, I think I will. Like, I know I can't turn parts of my brain off, but I also know that, like, everything I've seen, even like the scene where, and I do think people were disappointed that I wasn't just like, oh, it's perfect, whatever. I was a little bit critical of a scene, but I loved it because it's like, that's Nynaeve. And that's Moraine. And I love both of these people. And they're in a room, they're in a cave together, and they're talking to each other. And like, even the stuff I'm critical about is going to be, it's people I love, and they're talking and they're moving. And it's, I can't, like, I'm welling up. Like, my eyes are literally filling with tears at just the thought of this right now.
And there's so much. I mean, we've gotten some clips and everything. And I don't know, like, I guess I just want to take in the first season and like these first episodes, kind of like my first initial watchings of them, as like holistically. Like, what does the episode say before I kind of like go in and like break down scene by scene, like, you know, what we do with the books, and like, this is what I hate. This is, you know, what I love. This is true to form. This isn't true to form. Or like, this dialogue felt choppy or rushed. It's just been so long that I don't know if I'm like capable of piecing it apart just yet. I just want to like absorb everything, probably cry inconsolably, and then like maybe around like watch 3 or 4 be able to be a bit more critical in my thoughts.
Yeah. So I did have to put this up on screen because Kate's Seanchan accent is my favorite. My favorite one, well, it's not my favorite moments, but it's one of my favorite moments from the audiobooks. Because you're not an audiobook listener, you might not have heard this, but it's when Egianen imitates Bail Domon. So it's Kate doing her Seanchan accent, imitating Bail Domon's Ilianer accent. It's like just layers on layers. It is so awesome. It's like you're Egianen going, I do be like, except she does it for her unusual. It's so good. It's so good.
I think I'm gonna have to like get these books on audio and just maybe make time to listen to them next year, because I know, like, since especially getting back into the fandom in 2019, I didn't realize like how many people listen to like these audiobooks, and like that was like their whole entry into the Wheel of Time. So it's definitely, I think it's time that I dive in.
You should. I mean, if I'm very biased because I am such an auditory person. Like, I have a very strong memory once of, I was cleaning up my place and I had the audiobooks playing, and I left my apartment to go to the laundry room because I was doing laundry because I was cleaning. And I came back from the laundry room and I sat down on my sofa and I stared at my television in confusion because my television was off. And I was like, no, I was just watching a movie. Like, I can picture what was happening. There was like stuff going on. Like, there was a battle. And I stood there just looking at my TV, or sat there looking at my TV, and went, oh no, it was the book. Oh no. Like, they just made it happen so vividly in my mind that I thought I had been watching a movie.
That's awesome.
They're so good. Like,
the only time I've ever listened to an audiobook was like the Star Wars books on tape.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but I'm laughing at you.
And but they had like the sound effects and stuff. So we'd be like, you know, driving up to the cottage, and it would be like, zoom, And like I got really into it. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I guess I can handle just narration and being swept up in the story.
Yes, you can. I mean, again, I don't want to like gatekeep or anything up. Such a weird thing because me be like, you don't listen to the audiobooks? You're not a like that's a very weird gatekeep thing to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to them, but I think that they are so good. They are really they're really, really well done. And Kate and Michael do such good character work. Like it's remarkable. Another person also enjoyed the Star Wars audiobooks.
That's what I'm saying.
I actually have a problem with sound effects in audiobooks. I've tried. There's a company called Graphic Audio, which I thought I would love. Like I actually got a subscription to them because I thought I would adore them because it's that, like they're audiobooks with sound effects. And I've only listened to 2 of them because I was just like, stop it. Like just talk. That's all I want. So,
all right.
Yeah.
We are sitting
but that might work for you. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Like we'll see. We're sitting at 4 minutes too.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to wrap this up and everyone go sit in front of their TV
and refresh and refresh and refresh
and then cry together on Discord?
Yes.
If it isn't released in 3 minutes now.
I know. So yeah, I thank you guys for joining us. This was just a time to, I don't know, gush and be happy about this thing that I've wanted for so long.
Before we get like, this is the last time, hopefully, that we can say that we have not seen the Wheel of Time on Prime. Like this is like, you know, fucking 21 years for me since I started the series, and like everything is going to be different.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes.
I know. That is so it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
It's crazy.
It's literally overwhelming. But okay. Yeah, we're going to end this then now, guys. Go to your Amazon Prime, refresh.
Get that thing open. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. See you another time next time. Bye.
Bye.